Hey stream, it's me, your boy, Gobbo Jako, doing a stream today. We'll move over to the painting desk here in a second. But I've got the chat live up on my side here. Kind of covered by a couple of wires. Hopefully that won't be a problem. I don't really know what I'm gonna do today, but we're gonna talk about hobby. That is really loud. Hold on. It's because my volume is just cranked up or what? But I want to lower that a little bit. Let's get it to live. There we go. We're on a new song. Okay. So we're on the webcam today. High up above, because my camera isn't set up at the moment. And I wanted to show you just real quick a mini my friend painted. We had my friend Dee over recently, and she decided to paint a mini for me. Excuse the blur. It's just this camera does not want to cooperate with getting up close to things. So this is a Steam Jack. I think it's Nomad from War Machine, but I gave him 2 gun arms instead of 1 gun arm because 2 gun arms is fun. And the concept we went for is that these barrels are actually just flamethrower canisters. So they're filled with hot oil that you burn at the end of these. So yeah, that's Nomad or Rover, whoever this fucking thing is. He's gonna be used in Frostgrave. That's the important thing. We got my paints set really nicely over here, and a bunch in this fucking box I've got set to the side. And today we've got some new paintbrushes by Kaison. We got their 10 set. Let me move my super glue out of the way. The Kaison paintbrushes. I ordered these like half a year ago now. Or the last time we did a hobby stream, the last time I painted something. But we just decided we'd do a hobby stream today, and fuck it, who cares, right? Let's take a look at these brushes, right? So, fucking move my minis out of the way. We're going to have to prime a few of these minis, but many of them have already been primed and tried Zenithal, but that didn't work. So we've got a tiny little micro paintbrush right here. It's not too bad. Good for fine detail work. Keep them in this, they won't get fucked up. Like the ones in my army painter box. There's kind of a nice variety of paintbrushes in here. And let's hope I can take care of them, so. Oh, I forgot. I have to get paint water. I forgot to do that because I went to take out the trash. Jake, guess what? I'm dressed as a furry. But, Chris, that makes you a furry. I'm sorry to tell you, buddy, but if you're dressed as a furry, you are a furry. Thus, it is not that you were dressed as one. You now are one. I don't make the rules. Sorry. But I'm gonna go get some paint water real quick. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. And silence my phone real quick. Come on. There we go. I can just sit on top of my paint. We're good. So today we're listening to lo-fi Halloween beats to get chills to and be scared to. You know what this means? We're doing some slap chop today. I'm using my variety of speed paints over here to get that slap chop done. No, we don't need to see my crotch. There we go. We got my wet palette all set up and ready to go. Except for where the paintbrushes are going, but who cares, right? They can sit over here. I want to test out my new ones anyway. This is gently moist. Moist it up for your moist criticals. And yeah, we're just gonna run at it. Full speed ahead, right? So firstly, we need some white paint. And where better to get the white paint than from... Well, here's some white primer, some surface primer, some acrylic polyurethane primer. But I don't use this stuff, so it can sit over there or not being used. That'll be fine for slap chop. We're gonna look through my box and try to find some fucking white paint. God forbid I find white paint today. Where the fuck is my white paint? Perhaps I should have found that before I started out on this mission to find white paint and do this stream. Perhaps that may have been in order, in definite order. So we might not be able to do slap chop today. That sucks. Is this it? Pink bliss. Close enough. I need to put mixing balls in these because I'm pretty sure half of these are solidified at this point. Okay, we're gonna try to find my white paint real quick. Give me like 2 seconds. Could be on the floor. There's a paint on the floor. Some dandelion. Craft Smart dandelion. In the box you go. It's under my Zwart Heavy. Oh, speaking of which, I got this book. Reincarnated into the game as the hero's friend. My coworker bullied me into buying this. Haven't read it yet. Planned on reading it today, and I got the brain fog, so nothing happened today. Literally nothing has happened today except I've had brain fog. Tiny amount of glue left in this. That can stay here because I don't know which of my super glue gels hasn't been solidified yet. Where in the goddamn fuck is my white paint? Seriously, what the fuck? It's a sign from the gods. Use the surface primer, Jacob. Use the surface primer. I'm not using the fucking surface primer. Is that it? No, it's blue. It'd probably help if I just grabbed this and dug through it by hand. Even if we don't have like my Craft Smart white paint, we should have some Citadel white paint for fuck's sake. The actual fuck we don't. Well, boys, I hate to say it, but we might have to paint by hand instead of relying on speed paints to do all the work for me. And that is not good, because as you know, I am not a great painter. What is the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is we use the polyurethane acrylic paint to get a base coat. of white for our slap chop. There's a paint. That's dried out. Well, there goes all that Agrax Earthshade. Fuck that. The fuck? Where the hell is my white paint? It's one bottle of paint. Where the fuck did it go? Is this heading through the stuff I haven't showed you yet? No. That's annoying. Close that, because we don't need that taking up RAM. Close this. Okay, well, unfortunately, it looks like we're using some surface primer today to, coat some stuff. Wow, that is solidified far more than it should have been. So I guess that is our fate today. These have not been used in so long. I'm going to wet them first. Get a little bit more water in there. Move these paint brushes out of the way. Slap chop isn't perfect, I'll admit that, but it is easy. So let's move our little robot friend who's been finished, thank God, out of the way. What do we want to paint? Well, there's something like the Prime. She's got a gun. I like that. This little goblin right here with a gun. How about this wolf? This wolf looks cool. And I just broke this goblin off of his little stand right there. Glorious. Well, that is why we keep this around. Wow, that is a strong, pungent smell. Get back on there, you little asshole. Okay. You can sit far away on the mixing balls. Meanwhile, this wolf is going on this base, maybe. He might be too big. Yep, he is a big boy. He is not staying on the space. Okay, well, looks like we're doing it by hand. Okay, so we dip, dip, dip. And then try to get as much of that off as possible. And then going at him. Really go at him. Luckily, the surface primer is already very thin. Very, very thin, if I might add. So it shouldn't be an issue to wipe it all off and slap chop over it. Because goddamn, this shit is thin. That's why I don't use it. To actually like surface prime. There's some underside to this that needs priming anyway, so that's fine. I would say he is slap chopped up. Baller. Put that right there. Why don't we use that brush we took off earlier? Put the little thingy right there. And pick a... how about a leathery, hardened leather? Get some ASMR over here. We'll put that just right here. We're gonna paint his general skin in this hardened leather. Well, it's kind of furry, but you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, we forgot to wet the paintbrush. Probably go for a black on the rest of his fur. I think some of this is armored. Oh well, we'll go back over it. Let's get in here a little bit. And yeah, some of this is armor. I can tell. Let's zoom in a little bit to what I'm doing. Please auto adjust. Yeah, I really does not like being that far in for focused. So this has to hold my arm out a little farther than I'd like while painting them up. Use a plentiful amount. Keep spinning all over myself. It's fucking embarrassing. Paint up that fur. This is about where the back hairs start. Do I have a black I can use for that? If I just do a wash over it later, it should be fine. Let's go over a little bit of his tail and we'll wash it later. Wash it out with a nice black wash. Go over the rest of his body with a brown wash. There we go. Oh, I actually thought of a color I want to use on his tail fur. We'll see if I can do it now, even though it's kind of too late. People are being kind of shitty about speed paints lately on YouTube, I've noticed. Talking about how it's not professional. And personally, as someone who's just in this for fun, I could not give less of a shit whether or not it's professional or not, or whether or not makes me a skilled painter. Because I'm doing this for fun, not for profit, and not for pride. Like, I want to have painted minis when I go to the table, and that's where it begins and ends for me. Oh, it's armored. We'll do a different color on that. Maybe I should try to wipe some of this off. Make it a little wider. I'm gonna regret this, but yeah, it's doing nothing for me. Give me a minute. My friend has a very interesting system of organizing her paints that have bottle tops, like flat tops. Let's go. She organizes it by painting the tops of the lids so that she can tell like what is that's actually a decent color for that. This isn't metal, this is like a fabric. At the very least, it'll coat it a little bit, and I might have to do additional coats of this. Let's let that dry for a minute, or maybe pick you up back here. Yeah, I can. Going over with another coat on the fabric. Okay, let's let that dry for a minute. Just let that settle. How have you guys been? Maybe I should join stream chat. I don't know. This is a random piece of mini that broke. Let's see. It looks like it dried out a little bit, and it went over the fabric like I wanted it to. Baller. Okay, so the next layer we're gonna do, I could have gone for a peachy flush there, but that didn't matter. We're Crusader skin. Alright. Hear me out. This one is one I special ordered from my local hobby shop. Support your local hobby shop. It's blood red speed paint. We are going to go over the specific hairy fur sections of this mini with the blood red. Keep that over here. Pick you up. There we go. Get that blood red and start going at it. It looks like it's doing something, but I'm too colorblind to tell. You guys tell me if you notice a noticeable difference. after I go over it with this blood red. Okay, that does look noticeably different? Question mark? I want a different brush for the size of these hairs. So give me this back. You're going away to the prison hole for a little bit. We're gonna get this brush out. You guys can't see what brush I'm talking about, but you will. This brush. This little nice detail brush. Go over it with this blood red. Really pick it out of the cherry tree. I think it did something. I'm colorblind, so I can't tell. You guys tell me. I can't tell. I genuinely can't. Alright, do I have a gray? I have Zealot yellow. We could do his armor in yellow. Yellow and gray. I have Orc skin. I have Hive Dweller purple. I have Gravelord gray. Okay. Oh, that was not sitting well together. More ASMR. More ASMR. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We'll put this Gravelord gray here. I love dropper bottles, I swear. You're coming out of retirement. Congratulations. Go over all this metal. This Gravelord gray. You are not wanting to cooperate. Are we too thin? I have an idea. Okay. Get what, motherfucker? Wait, no. Your little brother. This'll do. Get wet between the bristles and pull that wetness off. That's doing some work. Yeah, there we go. That's getting it in all the areas. Bring that small detail brush back. get into the little sections here and go over those ears. That ear is not going to want to cooperate. I guess his ears are gray now. Like a metallic gray. That's weird. And then we're going to go over his teeth. And mouth with just a blood red. Well, this is just not primed at all. In which case, this is going to do a fat load of good. Okay, we're gonna go back in with that Grave Lord Grey. And try to get a couple details in there. There we go. Catching that a little bit. Catching that little bit of metal right there. Go in right here and try to get that little bit of metal right there. And here. Sorry, I'm holding the mini close to my chest here. So I can really get in there and get that piece that I don't think is on this side. Yeah, it's not on that side. Get in there with that miniature brush pretty much for this next bit. I want to dot the eyes red. We need to get a little bit more of the brown in there, but we'll just get this pinprick of red in his eye region. Okay, and then we'll go back in with that brown. And get the skin that hasn't been gotten yet in here. And some paint in my hair here. There we go. Now that's a paint job. Okay. For my next party trick, we're going to go back in with that Grave Lord Grey again. Because you see these pods down here? These pods got to go gray. Like I'm going to in about fucking 30 years. Maybe sooner. I don't know, my stress level lately has been pretty high. Trying to write a book and shit, so. I think I can go back in there with that micro brush and get some of that brown in there. Right here. Right here. Need some more brown. Hey, there we go. I don't know. I'd say that print looks pretty good. Okay. Paint a wolf today. Not bad for 30 minutes. 40 minutes. 10 of those minutes were prep, so I'd say 30 minutes. Not bad for 30 minutes. Let's make ourselves a wash. We're gonna just use some speed paints here. So I'm gonna make an unholy mixture here. We're gonna make our own wash today. Custom wash. They don't teach you this shit in art school. This comes from 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will. Okay, now that can dry. Somewhere else. Not on top of my fingers. Just now I got fucking paint on my fingers. That's fantastic. I love the feeling of paint on my fingers. And by that I mean I absolutely fucking hate it. Okay. While that dries in the no-no land of I'm not touching this shit until that dries. What do we want to do next? I know. I'll just show you some show and tell stuff. So we got more Army Painter wet palette paper. We got some sand sticks for when we need to sand things. I've got some grit paper for Gunpla, as you guys may know if you watch the Mithril channel. And we got some of this. These are Ratkin from Kings of War. I got them as fodder for Frostgrave, because as many of you may know, Frostgrave is my primary game of choice. Not only did I get Ratkin, I got a bunch of fucking goblins too. It's a whole menagerie of ne'er-do-wells you see here. It's Goblin Ambush Starter Kit. Because I don't know if goblins and shit are canon in Frostgrave or not. I don't think they are. But I like them, so they're going in. And it's my rules. As Joseph McCullough once told us. Fuck you. That's a quote from his section of Black Powder Firearms in Spellcaster Magazine #1. And by that, I mean he said a lot nicer than that, because Joseph McCullough's a pretty cool guy. Yeah. I'm gonna wash this brush a little bit more. Let's take that dry brushing brush out and try to clean some of the gray off. Gray is really stuck in the bristles there. It's gonna tamper with everything. Oh well. We live with that. That's just life. Dry that brush off. Perfect. And then get this in here. There we go. Those are some clean brushes. Let's see. How's that wolf coming along? He's certainly coming along. Yeah, so... Yeah, Nomad. Or Rover, or whatever the fuck his name is. This is a pretty cool thing for Frostgrave. I got a bunch of goblins. Gretches, really. From 40k box. The one with the fucking weird-ass orc who gathers all the Gretches. I took parts from the sprue, and I added them as cover pieces to the minis to add like a little bit of flavor. I also used them to raise them up off the ground a little bit. I don't know if you can really tell based on the coloration right now, but that's what it is. So, yeah, that's basically all I've been doing lately, is buying stuff and not painting it. This is ready to paint. We could paint this. Hell yeah. Got a little skull there. Can go with that with some Crusader skin. I'm gonna make a batch of peach flecks right next to it. And then we're gonna make a mixture. 1 drop peach flecks. 1 drop Crusader skin. And for flavor, we're gonna add some blood red. Because fuck it. I bought it. Might as well use it. Two drops of blood red. Perfect. Perfect for skulls. Okay. Let's get our hyper detail brush in and mix that all up and get in that skull. It appears to be a skull mug. Half skull, half mug. All good. Go in with a little bit of our blood red, which I think is right here. And fill that cup with all sorts of nastiness. Alright. Then I'm feeling some Gravelord Grey over her armor. Some of this is leather, some of this is bone, some of this is all skill, baby. Let's go over the boobly bits. That Gravelord Grey. It's all about the Mets. Go Mets. Getting that there with that hard leather over that. Basically everything. I think I'll make her hair blood red too, because fuck it, why not? It'd be better if we used a black on her general robery. I really want to get a brown over the ledges of it. That's not wanting to cooperate. There we go. I don't want to just be boring and do all black all over. So we're gonna get that brown in on her cuffs right there. This paintbrush doesn't hold much paint, which is why I have to dip back in very frequently. Okay, go on to the other cuff. I am half sure this is a mini crate. Mini? Half sure. I think this is a special one. Yeah, let's go over her hair with a blood red. We can do that with a bigger brush. Slightly bigger brush. That's a Gravelord Gray. Whoops. Blood red's right here. Oh, fuck it. She's got a gray streak. Okay. That was my bad for not remembering my order. Get that fine detail brush out again and go over her skin features with a ghostly white. A ghastly white even. Wait, didn't I make a weird mixture earlier or something? Okay, Gravelord Gray. You can't even see what I'm doing. Other side. Oh, there was some hair I didn't get. I don't think it matters if I get a little bit of blood on her face. She kind of seems to vibe for it. I like these brushes so far. They're kind of nice. Oh, hey. Paint these barrels brown. Dry brush it on, more or less. There we go. Those are some brown barrels. Well, now that brush is contaminated with stuff, so we'll go back to the Gravelord Gray for the sword. Come on, get a little bit more than that. What do you got? Let that dry out as like a wash almost. While I go back in with a detail brush and grab that hilt and end it off in white afterwards. Grab this hilt. Anyway, if you're in the Lafayette area and you need to order something paint-wise, go to Castle Comics in Valley Plaza in Lafayette, 47909. They'll get you taken care of. They always take care of me. They also give me good prices on stuff that's pretty out of print right now. Like the Privateer Press minis from before City Forge took over and before Mark IV. Need those? They got plenty of them. I didn't buy all of them. God, I wish I could afford all of them. Let's see. What else do they have? They've got comics. They've got comics for days. Like, God. If you want comics and you're in the Lafayette area, go to Castle Comics. Blue Moon is kind of run... Well, I'll not get into Blue Moon. But needless to say, they don't really... They're not super, like, welcoming of people at Blue Moon. Brown up her coat. Fuck it, who cares? I'll do a black wash afterwards and get it darkened a bit. And make my black wash again. Come on. Damn you. Run up. And before Blue Moon sues me for defamation. Look, they've never been nice to me. I have no reason to lie about whether or not some company has been nice to me or not. Let's make a little bit of that peachy flesh. So we'll do 3 drops of this. And then we're gonna go in and add a little bit of a brightener. That was a little bit more than I planned on. But fuck it, we ball. Mix it on up to the east side. Come on, get that peachy flesh in there. I know you're trying to get it on there. Okay, we need to go in with the fine detail brush. It doesn't want to go on because it's too thin. This is the sloppiest job I've done in some time. But hey, the only person who has to be fine with the job I do is me. I'm a beginner painter after all. I'm not gonna profess myself to be some kind of pro that I'm not. Gravelord Grey up, baby. Okay. We're going in with the thick brush again, baby. I mean, actually, that flesh tone turned out exactly how I wanted it to, so that's great. Oh, God. Okay, let's get a zoom out. I'm gonna look at this. Her skin tone actually turned out pretty okay. Her hands turned out pretty okay. Need to get a little bit more brown in place. We'll go for a finer fidelity brush for that. Most of everything else is just picking out a few bits and pieces here and there, I think. Oh, I need to get that fleshy tone in up there. Okay, we're getting the small brush. I did not realize she was showing cleavage. Oh, how inappropriate for YouTube. This is more of a Twitch stream now. Oh my god. And Sniper Wolf gets away with everything she does, so fuck it, who cares? It's not wanting to dry great. Get some more blood red on her hair. Another layer of blood red on her hair. Gotta love redheads. I don't just say that because I'm biased, except I totally do. Let's get that hyper fidelity brush in. I want to get that gem on her chest. A nice red color. I don't think it's happening. There's too much paint right there right now. Let's try again with that peachy flush tone. So we'll go here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just add 1 drop of the polyurethane primer. Tiny drop. There we go. Yeah, it didn't work. Go on the honka-donka-badonkers. And stay there. Do I really have to keep adding more paint? This is what this has turned into. There we go. Nope, showing again. Oh, lady, you got gray tits. Gray tits is what I said. Okay. We're gonna let that dry. Then we're gonna go over it with a black wash, so put that in the no-no land. Okay, who's next? Who wants some? I'm going for about an hour. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hopefully once that dries out, we can get in some touch-ups. I don't think that's done completely. We have this gunner guy that's slap chopped. Looks like he's Signarin. Do I really want to use my purples and blues today? I don't know for sure. I'm not quite sure. Honk donk badonkers. You guys seen that video? Toa and Coco going honk donk badonkers. Looks like someone's doing a Berserk fan project anime. I just got a message about that. Honka-donka badonkers. Wish instead of paint thinner, there's paint thickener. Because the surface primer is just too thin for me. Like, it'll work on a slap chop, but like, come on. Okay, have you dried? Yes, you questionably have. Didn't turn out too bad. I can't show the camera because it can't get close enough to it. But I think the wash helped. Some of the paint came off. That just gives it shading, I guess. Interesting. It's very dark. Very dark wolf. Well, it's painted. However, the bottom of that is like a nightmare for wet spots. So we'll leave that alone for a while longer. Let's prime these goblins. They're already primed, but I just need to like go at them with the slap chop. Me is extra thin. Please stay strong for me, baby. Don't need a disaster like the last short we had. Stand proud, Jako. You were strong. Well, he went for a ride. Gonna take it for a ride. Dun, 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 gonna take it for a ride. This brush is getting the shit kicked out of it. This is what a dry brush is there for. Like a brush specifically made for dry brushing is made to get beat up. Usually you'd use like a brush that just gets short. This thing is getting scraggly. Not great. I'm just getting too into it with the bristles. It's gonna make it not happy. I think we can end up soon. I'm getting a little bit bored, so it's not great. I don't know. Oh. I'm gonna put chat somewhere on the screen. It's not used much. We'll put widgets. Chat box. I'll go old school. Somewhere over here. Chat can stay over here. That works. Works for me. Who cares? Ultimately, nobody watches these things anyway. Let's prime up this thingy. Hang in there, dry brush. Everybody cheer for dry brush. Thank God this white primer is it's so fucking thin. There we go. That's slab chopped up. Ready for speed paint. Or shade. I'm feeling yellow horns today. Yellow horns. We're using all of the palette today. All of this dry palette. So we're gonna use not this brush, but this brush. Very Halloween-y, I'm noticing. Well, my friend, your clothes are yellow now, we have decided. The council has decided your fate. And you, my friend, are yellow. I'm yellow, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee daboo die, daboo dee daboo die. I'm gonna try to remove that yellow I accidentally got on your boobs. Rip off a little piece of paper towel. Fuck it. Please come off, please come off, please come off. Well, that flew. But the paint came off, so that's great. Get this peachy flush tone in on her face and her chest and her midsection. Downside of not having a white speed paint is that I don't have anything to fix things with. Well, technically the surface primer may as well be a fucking speed paint. God, I hate the speed paint. This mixture. Let's just use the peachy flush. If I can find it. Jesus Christ. What's it? Yeah. Peach skin. You get clean. Pallid bone would suit me here actually really well. I just don't know where my copy of Pallid Bone is. And as we predetermined earlier, her clothes are yellow. So sorry, armor, you have become yellow. I have a yellow coat, a yellow shell. I am so yellow, and my life is hell. I have some yellow skin, a yellow seed. I have a person, he's my yellow steed. We'll go hardened the leather on the gun holster, just for some differentiation. And I think her leg is bare here, so we're gonna go fleshy tone. It's not wanting to cooperate. That's weird. I haven't fucked this one yet, yes, so. But yes, it just doesn't want to cooperate. Fuck, man. Our solution to that is just to add more paint. Okay, well that's just making it worse, so we're gonna stop doing that. Okay, paint save the day. Please let me have a skin tone. That's coral. Not like I'd be able to tell a skin tone off the fucking cuff. That is neon green. It does not look neon green. I think something is wrong with that paint. Pink horror, maybe? That'd be funny. Yeah, fuck it. Pink horror it is. Her legs will be painted pink horror. So get that little torn off piece of paper towel from earlier and sponge it all off. Luckily, I put a mixing bowl in this one. Yellow and pink. That is a combination made in hell. Pink is the color that lives inside me. Pink sword. Try not to get in excess of that. Okay. We have that taken care of. Then I get over her hands a little bit. A little more hardened brown over that holster. This is hell. This is just utter hell. We got a belt there. And I've just ruined everything. I thought I had a tip good enough to deal with that. I did not. I should have used this one. Okay. Okay, that was enough of disaster for today, I think. Thank you for popping into the stream if you popped in. If you're watching the VOD, thank you very much for sticking around this long. I'm going to go and scream into the void.